Welcome. Today, we're unpacking something that honestly sounds absolutely wild. We are going to break down exactly how you can start trading crypto with just 25 rupees. Yep, you heard me right, just 25 rupees. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, are you out of your mind? Don't you need thousands or even lakhs to start trading? Well, today we're going to completely tear down that misconception using clear data and some really smart financial mechanics.
Okay, let's dive into this because I know you're probably pretty skeptical right now. Can you really trade with just 25 rupees? The answer, mathematically and practically, is a resounding yes. We aren't talking about myths here, and we certainly aren't talking about magic tricks. Micro capital trading is a very real reality, provided you understand the specific mechanisms at play in the modern digital asset market.
So, here's our roadmap. We'll look at trading with just 25 rupees, compare spot versus futures, master leverage and risk, pick our coins and exchanges, walk through the mobile app steps, and finally, make sure you know how to stay safe from scams.
Trading with just 25 rupees. Let's look at the math behind micro capital trades. Before we even touch an app, we really need to put on our financial analyst hats. Trading with Pocket Change isn't a glitch in the matrix. It's a specific financial tool in action called leverage. Leverage is basically borrowing funds from an exchange to multiply your trading capacity and, of course, your potential returns. This is the core engine of our entire discussion today. Without leverage, 25 rupees wouldn't really do anything. But with it, your tiny capital can punch far, far above its weight class. Spot versus futures trading, essentially renting versus owning crypto. And this brilliantly illustrates the environment we need to enter to actually use leverage. In spot trading, you're buying and owning the actual asset forever. If you want a full Bitcoin, you have to shell out roughly 80 lakh rupees. But in futures trading, you're essentially renting the asset with an expiry date for a tiny fraction of the cost. You're just speculating on the price without holding the underlying asset. This renting model is exactly what opens the door for microcapital to even enter the game. Mastering leverage and risk, the double-edged sword of 100x. Now, wearing that financial analyst hat again, I have to be incredibly firm with you here. Amplifying your buying power is thrilling, absolutely, but it comes with immense risks. Just think about a base capital of 1,000 rupees. At 1x leverage, a 10% market move gives you a 100 rupee profit or loss. Nice and calm. But at 100x leverage, that exact same 1,000 rupee base capital commands a total trade size of 100,000 rupees. A 10% move now equals a massive 10,000 rupee profit, or it instantly wipes out your entire base capital. Professional methods for managing leverage during high swings mean never overextending yourself purely out of greed. You absolutely must maintain intense emotional discipline while using high leverage during market volatility. Otherwise, you're just gambling. To protect yourself from those total wipeouts, you desperately need this concept: isolated margin. It's a risk management setting that restricts your potential losses only to the specific funds allocated to a single trade. Professional traders rely heavily on isolated margin over cross margin to ensure a bad trade never drains their entire wallet. Oh, and a huge pro tip here: always set stop-loss orders. A stop-loss automatically closes your position if the market drops to a certain price, which protects your initial capital from total ruin. Picking coins and exchanges. Where to trade safely. All right, so we've got the theory down. Now we need to identify the right digital environment to execute these micro trades. 100 million plus. That number should literally be your absolute minimum trade volume when selecting an altcoin. Why? Because you need enough market interest and liquidity to ensure you can enter and exit trades easily. If a coin has low volume, the volatility is just totally unpredictable. Honestly, for a small trader, a highly effective daily routine is to wake up, check the trade volume data on the top coins, and entirely ignore anything falling under this 100 million mark. When you're comparing your options for a trading platform, you absolutely must demand top-tier security and low costs. While some platforms charge 1% or more, you want the lowest brokerage fees, around 0.2% to 0.5%, so your tiny capital isn't instantly eaten up by fees. You also want a safety net, something like a 50 crore customer protection fund. Direct INR support and zero annual maintenance charges are also essential. Platforms like CoinDCX prioritize these exact features, making them a really solid example of what a reliable exchange looks like compared to those high-fee alternatives. Oh,
And we need to do a quick tax reality check right here because we need to debunk a dangerous myth online. Trading is not tax-free. A 30% flat tax applies to crypto investment gains. However, futures trading, which is what we're discussing today, actually falls under your standard business income tax slab. It's treated as business income. Always be straightforward about your legal obligations.
Mobile app trading steps. Executing a micro trade live.
Let's move to Anne and see how this builds when we go from the whiteboard directly to smartphone execution. Here are the specific mobile demo steps for beginners. First, transfer funds from your main exchange wallet to your dedicated futures wallet. Second, select your high-volume coin and read the basic price charts. You want to look for moments where red downward trends hit a support floor and begin to turn green. That's how you identify a good entry point. Third, triple verify that you're on the isolated margin setting. Fourth, set your leverage conservatively. Start small, maybe 2x to 30x. Finally, execute your long or short trade. Imagine a total trade size of 600 rupees on a random altcoin, let's say the Trump coin, at 30x leverage. The exchange is providing 580 rupees of that leverage. Your actual required margin, the actual money from your pocket, is roughly just 20 rupees. It completely visualizes how microcapital allows you to participate in real market movements without tying up huge amounts of your own cash.
Staying safe from scams. Protecting your capital outside the app.
The harsh reality is that new microcapital traders are just heavy targets for external threats. You've got to strictly follow these security protocols. Only follow official accounts with blue verification ticks. Strictly use links from verified video descriptions to ensure you're getting actual trading fee discounts and not clicking on malware. Avoid any private Telegram group that's promising charity or guaranteed returns. Malicious actors love to clip legitimate videos to lure beginners into fake channels. Practical verification of accounts is your absolute first line of defense. So the crucial point is this. Leverage is a tool that can turn 25 rupees into 2,500, but it can also wipe out your capital just as fast. Discipline is everything. Maintaining emotional control when experiencing rapid profit or loss swings is literally the key to surviving in this space. I want to leave you with this. Do you have the emotional discipline to manage the intense volatility of high leverage? Really reflect on your own risk tolerance and your ability to stick to the rules before making that very first 25 rupee micro trade. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay sharp out there. Leverage is a tool that can turn 25 rupees into 2,500, but it can also wipe out your capital just as fast. Discipline is everything. Maintaining emotional control when experiencing rapid profit or loss swings is literally the key to surviving in this space. I want to leave you with this. Do you have the emotional discipline to manage the intense volatility of high leverage? Really reflect on your own risk tolerance and your ability to stick to the rules before making that very first 25 rupee micro trade. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay sharp out there and keep learning.